You know, you just put yourself in the place of that child. I remember 10 years ago, if someone had helped me, if someone had, you know, maybe I've just been a little bit further from where I am today.
Translate easily to real life.
Just by playing the game, by working together as a team, you can teach a lot of values through the game. Teamwork, team spirit, confidence, fair play. It's actually got a lot of life skills built into the game itself.
When the ball is out, the ball is out. So you get structure and you get respect. Because you need to be sportive and you need to be respectful towards each other, and you learn children that by playing football. Instead of a police officer on the street saying you cannot do that.
Behind us is a program called Play Soccer. This program is a program that uses football, which is obviously very famous in the township. Everybody plays football in the township. So it uses football to help children to understand things about health and wellness, teach them some social skills, and more importantly, to just have some fun and forget about some of the problems of the homes that they come from and so forth.
Alexandra is one of the poorest urban areas in South Africa. Initiatives like Play Soccer help uplift disadvantaged communities.
Football is very important to communities like this one because, first of all, it's one of those things that all the children love to participate in. They'll be willing to play football probably more than they'd be willing to do their homework. So it's a really perfect draw card for them to come and be involved in positive activities and get away from all the negative stuff. And so coming to football and using football for social development, it's sort of like an obvious thing to do. It's sort of like it's in your face, so you do it because it's plain and obvious that you should do it. The kids love it, they enjoy it, so yeah.
Francis Voorweg School in Johannesburg has a football team for students with cerebral palsy. The team has fostered a spirit of unity amongst children and given them a sense of belonging.
Nobody has any expectations of them. They don't have exams, they don't have anything that they can actually mark any improvement in themselves or aspire to do something or aspire to be something. You know, and that's really a great thing at the moment that this is bringing out in them, is that this is only for them. The whole of the school is not a part of this, and they in this team. And it's made them feel like they belong somewhere. And it doesn't matter how bad they are. they all have a place, yeah, and it's brilliant.
We're teaching them football skills, but we're also teaching them life skills. So they're interacting where they would not get a chance to actually play and have fun. I think if you've watched it today, you see that most of these youngsters have got big smiles on their faces.
In addition to the physical benefits, exercise and sports programs raise levels of self-awareness for individuals with cerebral palsy.
Hopefully I can hear reports where in the next couple of days that the kids are maybe concentrating more in class, or they're looking forward to football, or they've just responded in a totally different way. You know, for me that would just be the ultimate benefit, you know.
The Johan Cruyff Foundation is building an artificial pitch in Hillbrow in Johannesburg.
Cruyff Court is a project which we started 6 years ago, and basically it's a football pitch with artificial grass in it, always the same measurements, and with a big philosophy around it. So not just hardware but also software. When we come somewhere, we have 180 pitches in Holland. It's from the opening on, then it really starts. We work with local partners and we try to get the kids back into their sports instead of doing crimes or whatsoever.
Hillbrow is a densely populated residential area in Joburg's inner city where poverty, crime and unemployment are rife. The Cruyff Courts are an endeavor to improve children's lives in the area.
We had a university in Holland doing a research for 3 years based in Holland, and let's see when a pitch like this comes. It looks nice, but what does it do for the neighborhood? And then you see that the children, from 10 to 21, they feel more acknowledged when something good comes. Not just something, but something good, with a philosophy and nice events and everything. So they don't vandalize it, you know? Other stuff, they put gravity on and everything. And so the research showed they don't vandalize stuff they take seriously. So they're proud of it. That's a good thing. We hope to give these children a nice place to play, and for the next 10 years somewhere they can come and where it's safe and where they can have fun and play tournaments and come out when school is finished, just be at a place where there are no challenges like crimes and drugs and everything. So they they can be in a safe environment. That's what we want to do.
The Farouk Abrams Goalkeepers Academy in Cape Town concentrates as much on football training as preparing young athletes for life.
We've been going for 11 years now. I think in Africa the only sustainable goalkeeper and life skills academy. Very proud of that. Started in 1998, during the World Cup in France with about 8 young goalkeepers, and it's grown into almost a full-scale academy to get youngsters off the street in goalkeeping and also in career guidance and teaching them against drugs, gangsterism, and obviously HIV/AIDS education.
Part of the Farouk Goalkeeper Academy is life skills, and life skills is important because we believe that you need to develop players both on the field and off the field, and this gives us that perfect opportunity to develop players, and more especially like goalkeepers off the field when it comes to life skills.
Social development projects require funding. Many companies have associated themselves with various projects. Are they truly in for the long haul?
I think there are a lot of development projects out there, but they're development with a capital D, and a lot of it's about marketing spin, getting a brand linked to what looks like a good cause.
They come in with a few banners and have a little one-day thingy and give our kids a burger or two and a cool drink and a lollipop, and they say they've developed football, they've developed communities.
You cannot take like a group of professional football players, you take them to a township for coaching clinics and then they're gone. Basically that means nothing. It's good that they're going to leave soccer ball behind, they're going to leave soccer jerseys, but if there's no continuity, it means nothing.
If you can't sustain it, don't do it. That's our motto, and that is why for us, if there's no money, we still do it. If there's no TV cameras coming to us, we still do it, because we do it honestly and with a compassion and passion to help the community.
What inspires companies to get involved with social renewal initiatives?
For us, it's not always about the chicken, as we say. We like to say it's about the people. We're heading back into Africa, and we're opening restaurants all over Africa. And in doing that, it's time to give back. And I think it was one of the ways that we felt that we could help contribute in our little way to making a significant difference to this beautiful continent of Africa.
This forms part of being a good corporate citizen. The majority of development that we do is in informal settlements and in communities. So there again, Farouk's Academy and the target audience was a natural fit for us.
So the bottom line is that a lot of companies must be honest in what their contribution is to be towards football.
With the 2010 FIFA World Cup, FIFA is focusing on social development in Africa.
One of the other organizations that we need to talk about is FIFA and the impact that FIFA has had on football teams taking up social causes. FIFA, particularly with this World Cup in South Africa and in Africa, has made a commitment to ensuring that their football teams around the world are committed to social causes. And many of the football teams in Africa have come to us and said, we were asked by FIFA to take on a social cause. You can look at so many other sporting events, and maybe they do a little social cause work here and there, but FIFA has absolutely embraced it. FIFA has more members than the United Nations. They have a bigger audience than most organizations in the world. They're tremendously powerful, and they don't have to do good, but they do.
Well, 20 Centres for 2010 is the official campaign of the 2010 FIFA World Cup in South Africa. And the aim of this campaign is to build 20 Football for Hope centres across the African continent. The aim of these centres is to provide education, public health and football to disadvantaged communities all across Africa as part of the social legacy of the 2010 World Cup.
2 Football for Hope centres will be built in South Africa. One in Khayelitsha Township in Cape Town and the other in Alexandra Township in Johannesburg.
Alex is basically 2.5 Ks by 2.5 Ks. Quite a densely populated place, probably one of the most densely populated places in the world. There are problems with crime, there are problems with drug-related issues, teenage pregnancies, all of the kind of things that you have in generally overpopulated communities. You find those kinds of problems. Housing is a big issue. because of the population as well.
Each of these centres is an investment in the community. So we work with what's called a centre host in each of these communities, and this is an organisation, a lot like Play Soccer you can see behind me, which already exists and is already working with kids in these areas using football to change their lives. And by working with that organisation, we know that we're investing in a tried and tested, sustainable, community-based organisation. So we work with that organisation, we work with local authorities, government, councils, basically get the whole community involved to tell us how that centre can best help that community develop.
Alexandra will also be the host of FIFA's 2010 Football for Hope Festival.
The Football for Hope Festival 2010 is a global celebration of the power of football for social change. We're going to bring 32 teams here to Alexandria in South Africa, and each of these teams represents an organisation somewhere around the world using football to change people's lives. They could be addressing homelessness in England, landmines in Cambodia, poverty in India, gang culture in Ecuador. All these organisations are going to send teams here to South Africa. And they're not picking these kids because they're good at soccer. They're picking them because they've made a big contribution to their local communities. So what we're going to have here is a global celebration of the very best young people using football around the world to make their communities a better place.
And it's really important